Hello, welcome to Issues and happy Black History Month. We have so much to talk about today, but first I want to thank Crystal Kendrick for hosting for me last week. She did a great job and you guys always love her, so we're happy to have her here. A little later we're going to talk about a lot of Black History Month programs that are going on, including some free seminars to help you research your family history. But first, we've got some superstars here, and they're here for the ReelAbilities Film Festival, which is just huge now. Let me introduce you to, and you know him from Law & Order, John Lawson. Thank you so much for coming.
It's good to be here. Thank you.
Thank you. And Frederick Bullocks the second, and you're an artist, and you did the poster art for the festival.
Yes.
So welcome, both of you.
Oh, thank you.
And I was just saying to both of you, I didn't realize that the national headquarters for the ReelAbilities Film Festival moved to Cincinnati last year.
Yeah, it started out in New York in 2007, and then it went to Cincinnati. Actually was the first outside of New York to host the festival, the ReelAbilities Film Festival. It's now in 13 cities nationwide, so 13 metropolitan areas.
Cincinnati has just become Hollywood East. I mean, we're really, you know, like all these films are happening here. But, you know, let me go back a little bit because I want to talk about, you know, just for a few minutes, your background, because you, you know, your story, I understand you were playing pianos from the age of 3 and started taking lessons at 4, and then fast forward to you were an actor working between jobs.
Correct. Yeah, I worked a real job, as my dad used to say.
A real job, yeah.
In between acting and singing jobs, and I was hurt in an electrical accident. In fact, 28 years ago this month, and you, actually, in 1987. February the 4th, so it's a day that I never forget.
And you were painting a water tower?
Above ground water tank, like where our city water storage tanks, and I was working with a company that painted those, and the electric line arced over to where I was working, and I spent the next 4.5 months in the North Carolina J.C. Burns Center. So at 30 years old, I left after spending, I started playing piano when I was 3, started taking lessons when I was 4, studied piano for 17 years, that's classical pianist, so I left the Burns Center with 2 hooks in the place of hands. So,
how did you deal with that?
Just like anybody would. I mean, everybody goes, oh, I'd never do that, but you do. I feel like when you're hurt or some tragedy happens in life that you fall into 2 distinct categories. One of those is people think that, oh my gosh, I've been saved, I have to go out and do something special, and that's not me. I think there's just a group of people that go, this is the hand I was dealt with, no pun intended, but, and I go on and just live my life, and that's what I'm doing, and that's what I'm doing now, is doing exactly what I'd be doing if I'd had hands. And I just happened to lose my hands in the meantime, and I wanted to get my pilot's license, so I became the first ever double amputee, upper extremity double amputee, to become trained and certified as a private pilot in the United States.
And scuba diving. Let's talk about the scuba. Oh my goodness.
I'm actually a PADI.
You're just a daredevil.
I'm actually a PADI scuba diving instructor, and I'm the only one in the world they know of that's a double amputee. And I also work with people with disabilities, teaching them how to scuba dive with a group called Handicapped Scuba Association.
Wow, that's fantastic. So you've really got this can-do attitude, which brings me back to the ReelAbilities Film Festival. And one of the things that's happening is there's a VIP luncheon, and Marlee Maitland is speaking.
Yes, actually, Marlee's going to be here. It's, that'll be the kickoff weekend for the gala weekend on Friday. We start off with an awards luncheon there. We're expecting between 500 and 700 of all the corporate leaders in Cincinnati are going to be there. Marlee is the keynote speaker. We have a couple other VIPs that are going to be there as well. A really good friend of mine, Danny Woodburn's coming in. You remember him from Seinfeld. He was Kramer's sidekick. And another brother, good friend of mine, Kurt Yeager, is coming in. He was on Sons of Anarchy. In fact, I'll give a little piece of secret information away.
Okay, good.
I was just talking with Kurt yesterday, and he a show that he did a pilot for just got picked up, and he's going to be starring in a new show coming up this next season.
That's fantastic.
So, he'll be here. And also, another good friend of mine, Daryl Chill Mitchell. Daryl was a stand-up comedian.
Chill Mitchell, I like that.
He had a couple of sitcoms, and he's now doing a guest star on NCIS New Orleans. So,
wow.
And he'll be
all these superstars. This is great.
Coming in, So that's
all coming to Cincinnati for the ReelAbilities.
It starts off with the luncheon at Friday at lunch, of course, and then the gala Saturday night with all the VIPs there, and we'll introducing and premiering some of the films, and then the real exclusive after party.
Oh wow!
After the gala,
Hollywood. Oh, this is great. So now the films will be shown all over the city, and we should say it starts February 28th and goes through March 7th.
Correct. It starts February 27th and runs through March the 7th.
Okay.
And
I'm getting all the dates.
Oh, that's okay. But yeah, it's going to be all over from Cincinnati Museum Center to the Kenwood and Esquire Theaters.
Yeah.
They're going to be there. The Contemporary Arts Museum. All over Cincinnati. You can go to cincyra.org.
Okay.
CINCYRA.org.
Okay.
All the locations, all the films, all the tickets. You can get a ticket to go to everything or a ticket to an individual film. It'll be out through the whole Cincinnati.
Give us that phone number to call.
Or you can call 487-3939. And you can find all the information.
We've got radio listeners.
Yep, 513-487-3939, or go to the website cincyra.org, and all the information's right there.
And our listeners know we're going to link them through WLWT.com. It makes it really simple.
Yes.
But I've got to cut to Frederick because you're the artist, and tell us, because you've done the artwork for the film festival. Tell us about that.
Yes. Well, you know, you see the woman that's coming out of the film and everything, and it's kind of like the idea, what I love about the ReelAbilities Film Festival, where, you know, you're dealing with people they're dealing with challenges, you know, things like that, and what she's doing, she's coming out of the film, okay? She's going beyond what people, quote unquote, would say, well, you got a disability, you can't do this, you can't do that, and, you know, instead of just dwelling on that type of negativity, she's coming out and she's daring to go past her, you know, what the world said that she's able to do.
Right. Oh, so, I love that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
so the
great.
idea,
Yes.
So the idea is instead of them saying learning disability, LD take it as learn different.
Okay.
So it's a different format.
It's not a disability, it's just a difference.
Right, exactly.
Which brings us to that hashtag, which and Lisa was telling us, Lisa DeSatnick, who brought you guys on here, who's out here in the audience. But, so it's called hashtag different
like you.
Different like you.
Yes.
Okay.
And that's the good thing about the ReelAbilities Film Festival, is it does bring everybody together to give us a chance to explore our shared humanities and you know and get our differences together. So and we are all alike, you know, but we have our differences, and we're all different, just like you.
And it's all about can-do, real
and,
abilities. Lots of great films, inspirational films.
So much gifts and talents as well.
Right.
You know, gifts and talents and they're being discovered through the ReelAbilities.
Absolutely.
All around, you know, like nationwide, local-wide, things like that. So.
Great. Okay, so we're going to make sure people go. They're going to go to WLWT.com to link to the ReelAbilities website and find out where all these films are, because they're all over the city, February 27th through March 7th.
Correct.
And all the stars will be there, including you guys. So thank you so much.